Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to be talking about the new feature of React called React Hooks. And if you are someone who is learning to code or thinking about learning to code, then this video is for you. Alright, let's go ahead and dive in. So this is a challenge in the Pairwise curriculum, and this is part of the front-end development module. So here at Pairwise we have a ton of different modules here with hundreds of different challenges just like this one, which are all built to help you learn to code. And in this challenge we're going to be working with React, which is a very popular front-end view library. And somewhat recently, React introduced this new feature called hooks, which are an alternative way to manage state in React applications, specifically without using a class component. So in this challenge, we're going to see how we can do that. So here we have this app function defined in the editor, and this is just a regular function in TypeScript. And the only thing that's special is that we're returning some JSX right here. And just to prove that, I can add an H1 and I can say, this is a heading. And if I run this code, you will see that we have this is the heading show up over here. So this is a regular functional component in React, and we're rendering out a heading. And so what we want to do is we want to add some state to this component using hooks. And specifically, we want to render a controlled input component using the React useState hook. So I'm going to go ahead and full screen our editor, and then what we can do is to create some new state with React using a hook. We can basically call the React use state method like this, and then we're going to pass in some default value for our state. So in this case, we're going to be having this track the state of an input field, so we can pass in a default value of empty string. And then what we get back from this is kind of this interesting thing. It's basically like a tuple. It's essentially an array in which the first item is the current state, and the second item is a callback function or a function that is used to update that particular field of state. And so here we can say const value and then set value like this equals react.useState. And then if I just do console.log value, and also if I do console.log type of set value, we'll see that we have an empty string, and then our type of for this set value is a function. So this is in fact a function. So now what we want to do is we want to render an input down here. Just like this. And right now, this is an uncontrolled input, meaning that essentially the browser's default behavior is to track the state of this input, and that's what's happening right now, but we don't really have access to that in our React component. So this is not really the React way to have an input. Instead, you want to have a controlled input, which means that whenever you type in here, that you actually change a value which is tracked internally with React's state or in some other state management system. So we want to convert this into a controlled input using the state that we have set up here with the useState hook. So to do that, what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to add a value attribute and also an onChange attribute to our input right here. And so for the value, we're going to just pass in the current value of our state field right here. And then for the onChange, we're going to specify a change handler function, which we can define in the body up here. And this is going to take an event. And with this event, we want to take the event's target value and then use that to update our state. And we can do that by calling the set value function and then passing in event.target.value, just like this. And if I run this code, you will see that it passes the tests, and we have our input here, and I can type in my input, and this looks like it's working, but just to prove it's working, we can do console.log, the current value is, and we can pass in value here. And then if I type something in here, like hello, you can see that we have our value updating with the text of whatever I've typed. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for this challenge. Again, here we saw how we can use the useState hook with React to set up some basic state management for an input field in a regular React functional component. If you like this video, please hit the like button and feel free to subscribe to the channel to get updated about more videos like this in the future. If you thought this was interesting and you want to try out some challenges like this on your own, head over to the Pairwise site where you can access this full curriculum of challenges and work through them in order to try to become a full stack software developer. All right, with that, I'm going to wrap it up and we will see you in the next challenge.